Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan battle video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at Dark King Demigra, the Power of Time Unleashed, and how good he is after, well, his release in DBZ Dokkan. Now he's a creation of a dark world, Dark King Demigra, Power of Time Unleashed, demonic power category lead, who greatly raises attack for one turn, and raises extreme class allies defense by 30% for one turn on his super. He has key +2, attack and defense to 240%, gets an additional 120% attack and defense when performing an attack, high chance of crit, which is 50%, and baseline damage reduction of 40%. He gets an additional 20% damage reduction when there's another crossover or demonic power category ally attacking in the same turn, and he gets an additional 20% damage reduction before attacking if all allies in the turn are extreme class. He gets an additional attack of 40% with each attack received, up to 240, and he gets an additional 120% attack and defense as the first attacker in the turn. His extreme class ally has 60% attack and a chance of performing crit of 24% as the second or third attacker in the turn. In terms of his links, Brainiacs, Big Bad Bosses, Revival, Master of Magic, Godly Power, Fear and Faith, and Fierce Battle, they're pretty good. And in terms of his hidden potential build, I would highly suggest, if you do have dupes, that you look to build them in additionals, mainly. You can give him crit or evasion depending on how you feel. Evasion's not terrible, he needs to receive an attack 6 times to build up his full attack, but after that there's no requirement for him to be hit. So giving him a little bit of evasion and a little bit of additionals, how I felt he works best, but you should just pump additional, because he can hit pretty decently hard, up to 17 million, well, up to 14 million at 55%, and on top of that as well, he can also boost the allies defense with his super attack, which is important, and he has crit chance of 50% already, which I just don't think you need to add too much onto. In terms of his best linking partners, Mecha is his best linking partner, at least right now, but you can link him with a lot of really cool units like Hirudegon, because of the fact that he just needs demon power or demonic power category units to fulfill his spiel. If you look, for example, at like the list of units he can link with, pretty much as long as they meet the requirement of demonic power, he's pretty much good to go. As long as they can meet the crossover requirement, he's pretty good to go. Because of that, he can actually be run on quite a few teams, because even if you don't want to link a crossover category character with him, as long as you can link like a Martian Boo, or like, I don't think Janem is on demonic power for whatever reason, but like a Martian Boo or a Tabura or anything like that, then you tend to do quite well. Defense wise, it's going to fluctuate a lot depending on if you have Big Bad Bosses active. Start turn defense can look pretty low, like 192,000, 180,000, but you got to remember that the moment he's the first attacker, that effectively kind of doubles, then also goes up again on his super, so he ends up sitting at like 400, 500k with an 80% damage reduction. So he doesn't take a lot of damage. He can be hit with super attacks before he fires, and he can reduce like 2.5 mil supers to like 200k, which is really impressive considering it's not like he's got guard or anything like that. So I think for me overall, he looks really, really, really good. And I think ultimately for me, he is a really, really, really solid unit. So I'm quite happy with how he looks, I think, for me. And I think overall he's a really, really, really good unit. So I think he's probably my favorite Heroes unit right now. I think and the reason for this is because of how he perfectly encapsulates what you need to run the Extreme Heroes team. So I think, like, for me, it's not so much just that he's a good unit. I think it's also that ultimately he really fulfills pretty much exactly what you need in regards to the extreme Dragon Ball Heroes team. And I think that's really, like really where I would say he is incredibly good and incredibly useful. Link-wise, look, you can just focus on Fear and Faith and Big Bad Bosses. Like, I think genuinely that's probably where you can focus on. You don't need to get everything. If you can grab Brainiacs, that's great. The cool thing about Mechikabra is he hits pretty much every major link that he has, except for Fierce Battle. So he hits all the best links, so that's huge for him. Especially if you look at like Big Bad Bosses, Brainiacs, and Revival. That's a lot of extra attack and defense. That really is going to change how well he tanks at the beginning of turn. Should he take a super before he obviously gets hit, or before everything activates. So really good. For me, overall, I think he looks great. I think he functions amazingly. Very happy to be using him. I do genuinely think that he is an incredibly good unit. So yeah, I'm very excited to see how good he is with a couple dupes. I have 2 in him, so that's really awesome. And yeah, I think he's really good. So that's it from me. Bye.